Good morning, and welcome to the spring edition of Jawz Huddle. My name is Brendan Rourke, and unfortunately, Desharian McBroom could not be here today. So I will be giving you the scoop on how the Jaguars have been doing since the fall semester. During the break, the men played the three Horizon teams ranked highest during the preseason, back to back to back. After losing by 15 to Northern Kentucky and by 8 to Wright State, the Jags pulled out a close win against the UIC Flames. As the semester started back up, their season has had a lot of ups and downs. On January 10th, the men picked up a 16-point win over the Cleveland State Vikings, pushing their conference record back to 500 at 2-2. The Jags had 6 players scoring in double digits, including the team's leading point scorer, Elijah Goss, who had 16. Goss earned his third career double-double as well, snatching 13 rebounds in the win. The men then dropped their next game against Youngstown State, 82-76 on a poor shooting performance from beyond the three-point line. The Jags shot just 5 of 20 from deep, while the Penguins went 11 of 24. The Jags were also out-rebounded 36-33. On January 17th, the Jags bounced back to hand Green Bay its first home loss to Green Bay in Horizon League play. Senior guard DJ McCall provided a team-high 18 points, and Cameron Justice backed that up with 16 of his own. Though shooting poorly again, the Jags escaped with a couple of clutch plays down the stretch, including a few three-pointers by sophomore guard Jalen Minette. Minette has been a crucial spark off the bench during multiple games this season. Unfortunately, the offensive woes for the Jags continued on January 19th. This time, they were unable to escape with a win and lost 64-57. The lone spotlight was Cameron Justice, who added 17 points, including 3 shots from deep. It was Justice's 19th consecutive game scoring in double digits. However, on January 24th, the offense found its rhythm and scored 73 points to take a victory over the Horizon League's second-place team, the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. Guards Cameron Justice and DJ McCall added 18 points apiece during the performance, and it seemed as if when one cooled off, the other heated up. Justice's 13 first-half points kept Oakland close. It was Justice's 20th consecutive game scoring in double digits, putting him in sole possession of 4th place on that list. In the second half, it was DJ McCall and sophomore guard Jalen Minette who kept the Grizzlies' three-point prowess at bay, until McCall sank 2 free throws with 9 seconds to put the game out of reach. McCall and Minette scored 24 of the Jags' 47 second-half points. The offense found its groove again 2 days later as they sank 11 three-pointers in an 80-65 rout of the Detroit Mercy Titans. Junior Cameron Justice scored a game-high 21 points, and Jalen Minette added 17 more, including 5 three-pointers. On another bright note, freshman forward Jack Hansen hit for a career-high 15 points off the bench, and the Jags pushed their Horizon League record to 5-4 as the end-of-season stretch is looming in the distance. And over the break, we saw the women's basketball team go 2-2, losing a close game in overtime against Wright State, and then had a rout against the top team, Youngstown State. But since that Youngstown State game on January 5th, the Jaguars have won 5 straight Horizon League games. The Jaguars picked up their 3rd Horizon League win in easy fashion as they cruised to an 82-47 victory over the Detroit Mercy Titans. The vaunted defense of the Jaguars held the Titans to just 16 points in the first half. Standout sophomore guard scored 19 points in 20 minutes and shot 8 of 9 from the field. As a team, the Jags also dominated the boards and grabbed 54 rebounds and finished with an astounding 30 offensive rebounds. The game was never in doubt after the first half. On the 13th, the Jags scored another 82 points in an 82-53 victory over the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. Once again, the Jaguars showed off their defensive prowess and limited the Grizzlies to just 5 total points in the third quarter. Sophomore guard Macy Williams proved again why she's one of the best in the nation and scored 22 points in just 24 minutes of playing time. Florida Atlantic transfer Caitlin O'Reilly added 13 points of her own on a 5-for-5 shooting night. On the 19th, the Jaguars put up another stellar performance, cruising to another easy victory against the UIC Flames 71-43. For the 3rd straight game, the Jaguars' defense held the opposing team under 55 points. This time, the Jags held the Flames' offense under 13 points in each quarter. 3 IUPUI players scored in double figures. Caitlin O'Reilly led the way with 16 points on 7 for 10 shooting. Macy Williams added 15, and sophomore guard Sydney Rule found her range and scored 12 points, all coming from three-pointers. On the 24th, the Jaguars won a close game, 67-66, thanks to a crucial Macy Williams free throw in overtime. It was the first time they've won in overtime all season, and while Williams scored 19 points throughout the game, it was the last point that really mattered, and she sank a free throw with less than 1 second to play in overtime. 4 IUPUI players ended up in double digits: Williams, Holly Hoopengarner, Sydney Rule, and senior leader Tamia Sims. And finally, 2 days later on the 26th, the Jags picked up another overtime win, knocking off Green Bay 67-63. Coming into the game, Green Bay had only one Horizon League loss on the season, and this time the Jags won on the road. 5 Jaguars scored in double figures and were once again led by Macy Williams, who posted a double-double with 14 points and 14 rebounds. Tamia Sims, Caitlin O'Reilly, and Sydney Hall all finished with 12 points, and Holly Hoopengarner added 10. IUPUI has now won 2 straight overtime games in the same season for the first time since the 1995-96 season. And now, we cap off our first spring show with an update on our other Jaguar spring sports teams. Our women's swim team picked up 2 conference wins on Friday, January 11th against the UIC Flames and Cleveland State. The men had split decisions, beating Cleveland State but losing to UIC. On Saturday, the results were mixed a bit, as the men beat UIC and lost to Cleveland State, and the women picked up 2 more wins to go undefeated during the weekend. Our men's and women's tennis teams are finally getting their season underway as well. Just to remind fans at home, college tennis matches are decided on overall team performance. The first college to earn 4 points out of a possible 7 points claims victory. 1 point is earned for winning the 2 of 3 simultaneously occurring doubles matches, and 1 point is earned for each of the 6 singles matches that happen at the same time. The men started out with a 7-0 loss at Kentucky, but have bounced back with 3 straight wins over Marian College, Eastern Illinois, and Big Ten foe Michigan State. In that time, the Jags earned the doubles point after the team of Alex Yoakum and Colton Morhart won the Court 1 match 6-3, and Sean Bailey and Ethan Mardanis Budiono won on Court 3 7-5. The 3 individual wins to cap the match were won by Yoakum, Mardanis Budino, and Eric Hollingsworth. The women began with a 3-4 loss to Illinois State, followed by a 0-7 loss to Western Michigan. But they turned a corner against Valparaiso by blanking them 7-0. The singles wins were earned by Gabrielle Ochalik, Christina Stankovic, Sarah Lounsbury, and Megan Bernard. Mariella Pessina and Samantha Hayward won by forfeit. The match was declared over before these games were decided, as IUPUI had already earned 4 points. And finally, keep an eye out for women's track and field updates in the current month. Their season has just gotten underway as well. As a team, the Jaguars finished 4th of 6 teams and the only team results posted on their website so far. That was for the Macedon Invitational in Fort Wayne on the 19th. And that's it for now. We'll see you next time, and go Jags!